All right, guys. So this is a laptop. This is my old laptop, and it's been a good laptop for many years. It's got 8 gigabytes of RAM. It's a 500 gigabyte hard drive, and it's, I believe, a 15-inch laptop, and it's got an Intel i3 processor, and it works fine and everything, except this happened, right? If I can pick it up, fell down off a table, cracked completely. The screen is completely shot. It still works just fine, and I was using the HDMI output right here. I was using the HDMI output to connect it to my TV, and I had a wireless mouse and a wireless keyboard, and I would just use it sitting back, and you can go to netflix.com and watch Netflix or whatever you're going to do. But I wanted to do something with it. All right, so I went ahead and opened it up, took all the screws out, and this is what it looks like inside. So first of all, down here we've got the little speakers. You can see the little tiny woofers. They're like 1 inch by ½ inch woofers. And you'll see that they're connected here together, and they plug in right here. Let me zoom in a little bit. I apologize for the flicker. All right, let me zoom in right there. Okay. So eventually I'm just going to take this out, but let me go over some of the parts. You've got the battery right here. Okay, so in computer terms, this would kind of be considered the power supply. Right here you have the hard drive, and I can go ahead and take that out. I already unplugged it. This is your, I guess you could call this your old school type of hard drives. Okay, it's a 500 gigabyte hard drive, and this is the type. This is not a solid state. This is not a solid state hard drive. So in here, there's a little disk that is spinning around at, it tells you right here, 5,400 revolutions per minute. So this thing is spinning around super fast. So if you drop this laptop, you could damage this hard drive and lose all your data. So that's why people are using the solid state hard drives instead of these hard drives. So eventually I'm going to replace this with a solid state hard drive. It also makes your computer faster. But if you've ever seen the iPod 1, the iPod, the MP3 player, there was actually one of these inside it. That's why it was so big. So if you ever see the old iPod 1, it's really thick, and it's because there was a hard drive just like this inside it. So that's pretty crazy. Moving on here, we have a little battery. All your laptops and your computers on the motherboard will have a battery. So sometimes if you've got an old computer and it breaks, or it's not turning on, you may just need to replace that battery, and you can find those like at Dollar General or Walmart. Okay, moving on right here. This is insulation, but if we uncover it, we can see that this is actually the RAM, and you can remove this RAM right here. All right, each stick is 4 gigabytes of RAM. So this is little laptop RAM. This is little laptop RAM. How cute. Okay. Moving on. Right here, guys, we have the central processing unit, the CPU, the processor. This is where all the thinking goes on in the computer. And remember I spoke about how they get really hot? Well, what this does is it transfers the heat from the processor through this heat sink, and it releases it out of your laptop with this fan. It blows it out. So that's how come you have sometimes laptops hot air is blowing out. Well, that's why. Okay, and of course back here, the green PCB, that's the motherboard. All in the background, that's the motherboard. This whole rectangle there, that's the motherboard. And then lastly, right here, I already unplugged it and disconnected these little wires. This is the Wi-Fi card. So this little thing You need them. Every laptop pretty much has one, and this is your Wi-Fi card. Okay, and if you look closely to these little things that connect to it, I thought it was a power or something, but I think it's an antenna, because if you follow the cables, they go through here up to here, and this is like a little foil. So I think this is to get the signal. It's got them on both ends. So I think this is how your laptop will kind of get signal. It's kind of an antenna for it. What I'm going to do, what I plan on doing with this laptop, and I've already ordered the part from Amazon, is I'm going to replace this with an adapter that you can plug in here. This is an M.2 slot, and you can plug an adapter in there. It goes in there, and then it connects to a graphics card. Let me go ahead and get that for you. So what I'm going to be doing here in the next few days is I'm literally going to try to connect this graphics card to this computer, and we'll see if it works. It's been done. People have done it, but of course every laptop is different. So we're going to find out here in the next few weeks if we can do that. And then I would hook it up to a monitor, and this would basically become a computer rather than a laptop. But that's the plan. Those are the parts of the computer, and we'll stay tuned to see how this project goes.